Hello and welcome to the Aries New Moon Activation. I'm Adrienne Elise. This is quite a powerful day as we have all of these planets and fire signs and the sun and the moon in Aries. Now, Aries is the child. It's the beginning of the zodiac. It's the spring. It's new rebirth, a new start, and the beginning. Now, your Aries has been super activated the last few years as Uranus has really taken hold here. Uranus is a generational planet ruling the sign of Aquarius and therefore the age of Aquarius. And so Aries is the sign of the child, the self, the identity. It's that part of us who's like, who am I? This is a beautiful energy for right now because we are remaking ourselves so fast and so quickly as we respond to these activations. As the sun is speaking to us, the planetary energies are changing. And you can feel that in your life by feeling like, okay, the one way to really feel that is like your belief systems and how they shift very quickly from maybe how you felt this morning or yesterday into how you feel right now. So this is a lot of the energy of 2016 with these mutable signs. So we're in this massive time of adjustment. So Mars is the ruler of Aries, and so we're having a really potent time because Mars is in Sagittarius right now at 8 degrees. It spends most of this month at 8 degrees Sagittarius, where it moves, then it moves into retrograde on the 17th. And that retrograde lasts all the way to the end of June. So it comes out of the shadow of the retrograde in the mid-August. So we have this whole period of time over this summer where we're really rethinking our way forward. Now, the thing about this is that because of this retrograde, Mars is in Sagittarius right now, but it goes back into Scorpio and spends 18 weeks total this year in Scorpio. And that's a really long time. Mars is also a ruler of Scorpio and a ruler of Aries. So this new moon in Aries and all this fire signs and Mars and Sagittarius getting ready for that retrograde back into Scorpio is super activating who we are and what is our shadow, how to move forward. Mars is our main action planet. Now, so the retrograde is a time where we might feel like outward action isn't so supported as far as like getting big projects done and all these kinds of things. But it's an inner action. So the Mars retrograde means that we are figuring out what it means to move forward, to be a warrior, to exert our male energy in this world. And we don't know anything about that right now. We've been trying to figure it out. And of course, we had a couple years of that Saturn in Scorpio, really delving into the depths. And so we're going to be revisiting some of these issues because we've had this massive activation in this eclipse cycle this spring, and it's just I've seen people have amazing experiences of things coming together, completions of things they've been working on for many years. And we're having a glimpse of how the universe can support us in a new way in the future. But then we have to, the Mars retrograde is saying, okay, but do you really know what that means as far as your actual action steps in this material world? Mars is one of the personal planets, so it's about our day-to-day life and how we execute ourselves. So right now, we're getting ready for this Mars retrograde, and that means executing ourselves back into the shadow. The way forward is through the muck. The way forward is back through the muck. And so the issues we've been dealing with over the last few years are going to be resurfacing, but in absolute clarity, because now is the time to completely release and move forward. Why? Because we've had this eclipse cycle. We have this new moon in Aries. We have this fire transformation energy, just an opportunity to be like the phoenix and just completely transform immediately in like the blink of an eye. That is the energy for right now in this spring. And then this summer, as we move into this Mars retrograde and then a Mercury retrograde starting at the end of this month, we're going to be like retracing our steps and be like, okay, well, okay, I saw this future. I'm allowing myself, my cellular energy, my cellular self and my energy field to reset to the possibilities of the future. But now I have to figure out how exactly what that means as I move forward, because we are children. This Uranus and Aries is like the revolutionary change, lightning fast change of Uranus in the sign of the self. So our identity is what's getting the lightning bolt changes. Our identity is what's getting this massive upgrade and this massive download and this massive possibility for transformation. So that's going to be the focus of the activation tonight, just really tapping into this fire energy, this possibility of rapid transformation, as well as setting your course, taking advantage of this powerful time so that these retrogrades coming ahead are really working for you, really helping you move forward in massive ways. So by the fall, you're feeling like you're on a whole new path and feeling a lot better about your life. This is the point of all this that we're going through right now. Our identity shift is about recognizing and understanding and letting go of all the stories of who we think we are, but identifying with who we really are in the larger sense of the term of self, a self with a capital S, the self that is the big self, that we are all part of one personality, playing a role, agreeing to forget who we really are. And what a powerful process to come into who we really are as spiritual beings, as one spiritual entity in many facets, in a physical body, in our consciousness, coming into this realization. That's what this time is about. And then what that means is to go ahead and run with those individual gifts that we've been given, the individual lens, the individual facet of this one source energy that we're all a part and is within each of us. So every cell, every little molecule of everything in this universe has the blueprint of the whole picture, because we've split into these parts in order to have this experience. And so this Uranus and Aries, the powerful transformative energy of that has to do with recognizing our true self, our child self, our child of the universe, our innocence. Excuse me. And so basically this Aries energy right now is super bringing all of this to the foreground of this Uranus activation that we've been in, and that profound Uranus and Pluto square that has just completed just now. So this Aries new moon is really about stepping into that age of Aquarius energy, stepping into what does it mean for our revolutionary change? What does it mean for our lightning fast change in the self and the identity around our spiritual nature, coming up to square with the structures, the breakdown, and the death and rebirth of the structures that support our life, that Pluto and Capricorn. Now, we're really feeling that too, because Pluto is starting a retrograde cycle the day after Mars goes retrograde on the 17th. So the next 2 weeks are going to be a period of time when you really want to get your ducks in a row. You want to get some major work happening on anything you wanted to launch or put forward, projects that you've been forming, and you really want to put a push out there for anything new in this next 2 weeks. Because then as soon as we get to the full moon, first we have Mars retrograde. At the middle of the month, we're going to start to feel already the shadow of the Mercury retrograde, then the Mars retrograde, then Pluto retrograde, and then the full moon. And the full moon is at just in the early degrees of Scorpio. So here we are visiting this muck, this shadow, this like Mars in this sojourn back into all this time. And Scorpio is saying the way forward is backwards through the muck. And it seems like, yeah, we've been over this territory. Haven't I learned these lessons? But now they're going to be crystal clear and blooming right in our face. And there's going to be energy behind making those internal motions that are going to complete the process, the internal process we've been in for the last few years, so that it can now become an outward process. That's what the summer of 2016 is about. Completing this inner journey so that our outward life can really start to reflect the truth of who we actually are as spiritual beings in a physical body right now on planet Earth in this amazing time. So with all this Aries energy, the fire is transformation, it's quick change. And so we can tap into this eclipse cycle, the visions, the clarity that have coming off of that Pluto-Uranus square, the clarity of the structures in our life that are not working for us anymore. And then this eclipse cycle, the spring equinox, eclipse cycle and equinox, we saw a vision into the future of what's possible for us. And so now we have to work it out, how to make that happen. And that's through being flexible, through being adaptable, be willing to change and reassess your belief systems. It's kind of like, wait, what side am I on in this? You know, and it's kind of like being able to say, look and see all sides of every issue. And the mutable energy has that Virgo, North Node in Jupiter and Virgo. That's the analyzer, the discrimination. So our forward motion, our expansion is about discrimination. So it's in our thoughts and beliefs every day, every moment that we can let ourselves question, you know, let ourselves be flexible, let ourselves be mutable, let ourselves have this Uranus and Aries identity crisis that we so badly need to have, to break down all of the false beliefs, all of the stories of the past, all the stories of our ancestors, all the stories of our past lives that are dictating our reality right now through programming. So the way forward is through discrimination, through questioning everything, slowing down. So these planetary retrogrades are really going to be about slowing down in our psyche and being like, the Saturn square Neptune this summer is about reality versus dreams, reality versus illusion. And so, but then the reality planet is in the dreamer sign, and then the dreamer planet is also at home in Pisces, in the collective consciousness. So it's like the spiritual seeking, the truth of the spirituality, of the spiritual seeking of who we are is coming up to square with our dreams and illusions and delusions of the past. So we're really entering this time of like, what is real? All these aspects with Neptune and Mars right before it turns retrograde on the 17th makes this aspect with Neptune that's like, whoa, it almost getting into that square. It just comes 2 degrees right before it turns retrograde. So it's kind of like, almost. I'm going to almost face these issues. But now I have to clean up some other stuff before I can really get rid of all this stuff, before I can really move forward, because before I can really understand. But Mars is triggering that square with Neptune. And so it has this energy of constantly reevaluating what's true and what's illusion, what's true and what's delusion. How then also around dreams and visions, the practical part of what it means, like how do we really translate that into 3D reality, like right now in this moment, and bring that vision down home. So in order to bring in our visions, we have to face the delusions of the past, and we have to have discrimination. We have to question our belief systems constantly. We're always constantly forming new belief systems in this day and age of rapid shifting on the planet. And so when you can let that happen, let your intellectual analyzing be that mutable energy. It's like, whoa, it's like I entertain this, I can entertain this, I can see that side. I can see it now is 2016 is a year to just drop all rigid judgments, you know, and to see yourself and everyone else, and to know that we're all just playing this part. And so the Virgo discrimination, though, is really sorting out the truth from the lies. And as we do that, humanity, individually, we're going to also do it collectively. And we're saying, no, this is the truth. This other story that's been told in my life, the story of my ancestors, is not true for me. And I'm going to identify with this other part of myself, the spiritual part of myself, this part of myself that wants to really live and really express itself and be true to the gifts that have come through in your individual facet, the individual facet of your God self, your God essence, your bigger self. So this is the main focus of this activation today, to just just touch in, capture this fire energy and use it to shoot off, to just transform immediately, to jump off the cliff. Let yourself completely come into vibrational frequency with these possibilities. We've just been seeing glimpses of what life would be like if we left behind those stories. Things happening, coming our way, synchronicities. And so that's a lot of this Uranus energy. And so basically we're having these messages come through, and these visions and this possibility is like, okay, I can kind of see through why I've been going through all I've been going through for the last few years. And then now we need to reset at that. Let our vibration reset at that. Let our whole field say yes. Yes to possibility. So that's what this Aries New Moon activation is about. And then when you're in that place and you can get this activation, you can be well equipped to make the most of this powerful summer with the retrograding planets and rethinking our action forward, letting your life reset to this new vibration, letting yourself adjust and your belief systems being fluid, being flexible, but at the same time, keeping a massive amount of discrimination, or that Virgo energy, seeing the truth, questioning reality, being able to let yourself shift and change in what you thought was true for yourself. Because that's a big part of the shifting, where we're on this track of like, well, for 10 years I've had this plan and this is what I'm going to do and I'm going to make it happen, boom, boom, boom. It's like, well, you know, in the last 2 months, you might have had more personal shifts than you've had in the last 10 years. So your 10-year plan isn't appropriate anymore. Your plan for tomorrow might not be appropriate anymore. So it's a time to surrender, to be the fool, to let that cosmic force of energy work through your life, identifying with that rather than the patterns, the psychological mind, the stories, and all that stuff, and see the possibilities of what your life looks like, activated into your gifts, bringing forward your God self, living in the light of the truth of who you are as a spiritual being. So on that note, let's go ahead and allow ourselves to get into the activation. Just taking a few deep breaths and just arriving here in this moment. Just feeling the buzzing frequency of all this fire energy as the moon is joining the sun. Venus has just moved into Aries. We have Uranus in Aries. We have Mars and Saturn in Sagittarius. So 6 planets total right now as we move into this new moon in Aries. Now, new moons are beginnings. They're a time to look forward to the future, to vision, to see ahead. But this isn't just this month. This Aries new moon is seeing ahead to the whole new era, to the age of Aquarius, because Uranus is there in Aries. And so we can use the magical synchronistic energy of Uranus today to align with that appropriate timeline and to connect vibrationally and cellularly and energetically with that most appropriate future that wants to find you, that wants to be magnetically in alignment with the truth of your being. So we're going to let that process be easy and flowing and supported by the universe, by taking the powerful, potent energy of this Aries new moon and using it to reset our vibrational field, holding the possibilities of this rapid transformation, of this exciting life, of this expression of the gifts of who we are in our individual facet of the divine. So that is this Aries energy, this fire energy. Fire is about our gifts, our creativity, wanting to come forward, and the transformation that involves on all levels. And so just go ahead and notice this buzzing energy, but allow yourself to come grounded into Mother Earth in this moment. Just feeling the base of your spine, reaching down into Mother Earth. like growing roots and communication with Mother Earth Gaia, and allow her to reach up to meet you with gravity, holding you like a lotus flower in the most peaceful pond, in the most beautiful Zen garden. Building a container to allow this fire energy to move in our field, to speak to our being, to our cells, to our soul, to our passion. We're aligning with the passionate life that we desire. It's interesting, the Aries energy, because oftentimes when we look at trying to find out what it is we're here for and what we really want to do, what are those gifts that are a unique way of expressing the divine? What does that mean for each of us? And a lot of times you can look back to your child self. What was your favorite thing to play when you were a child, a young child? That has a lot to say about what you have to offer here to the world. And so just tapping into that energy, just go ahead and feel yourself come in alignment with that inner child at the most peaceful and most imaginative, creative play. And what was your favorite thing to do? And just go ahead and let those images come to mind. We're reactivating the child within. Thou shalt not enter the kingdom of heaven, lest you be like little children. And so this is this Uranus and Aries activation, the remaking of ourselves, the coming into that innocence, that spark of creation, to come back to being a child of God and the cosmos and the universe, and when we see we're a part of everything. So that is the big surrender that's being asked of us, and then the beautiful expression of that life that's really lived, the passionate life, when that fire can come into our lives. And so go ahead and allow yourself to just feel that energy start to move in your field. Still held deeply by Mother Earth, feeling the communication through the lotus, through the water, through the earth, deep into the center of the earth. Mother Earth is holding you in vibrational frequencies. You come into resonance with Mother Earth. Just allowing your electromagnetic field and the electromagnetic field of Mother Earth to become one. All of the fire energy is really exciting, but it's also excarnating, and it can kind of be overwhelming. It can be emotional. It can be intense. And so we can ground this into Mother Earth. Just create the closed circuit with Mother Earth energy, and just feel yourself connected. Just taking a few deep breaths. We're working with heart resonance, and the Heart Math Institute has found that heart resonance is a practiced form of connection. And when you're in heart resonance, the people around you automatically come more into heart resonance. And this is because of the electromagnetic field that's created by the heartbeat, the physical heartbeat. And so go ahead and just imagine this heart. Go ahead and imagine that you are visiting your heart, and allow your consciousness to move from your head into your throat. And just dropping down with gravity, finding yourself behind your physical heart. And just feel that spark, that power, the intelligent cells of the heart The very first intelligent cells of the body are the heart, become the heart later in development. This is our first intelligence, our primal intelligence, back to source consciousness, beyond the reptilian consciousness. So we can use the heart, intelligent cells, the brain of the heart, as a better driver and let the mind take a back seat. So let's go ahead and allow ourselves to feel the energy of the heart there. Each heartbeat, every animal, everything that has a heartbeat also has an electromagnetic field that goes out from the body, and 55 feet in humans. So this heart resonant field goes out that far. And I'd like you to just go ahead and imagine that this resonant field, this toroidal field, is like a donut shape. It's a very powerful vortex energy created by the heartbeat, electromagnetic charge. I'd like you to just imagine that you can journey through this heart and just move into, feel yourself pulled into a flap in front of you, just like a conveyor belt, and just feel yourself pulled into this toroidal field of the heart. It's like a wormhole, a vortex, so just allow yourself to be pulled. Moving along this tunnel deeper and deeper into the chamber of the heart. And arriving into the chamber of the heart, I would like you to see yourself in a room. And in this room waiting for you is your inner child. And what age is this child? Representing a time in your life. And I'd like you to talk to this inner child. I'd like you to talk to them about their play and also about their stresses that they had at that age. I want you to let this child tell their story. Release and explain and clear anything that hasn't been addressed about what it was like for this child on planet Earth at that time. Was it a protected environment, or did things not feel safe? When we reset the inner child, we reset our whole vibrational field. Healing the wounds of the past. Just taking a few deep breaths. And I'd like that child to talk to you again about how fun it is on a beautiful day in play. And try to remember what that's like. And try to create a bubble of that security and safety that allows for that type of creative play around this child. Just embracing this child, holding this child, and imagine building up their field so that they can feel safer in this world. So they can feel like it's okay to be who they really are. It's okay to play and express the truth of their own divine nature. And go ahead and embrace that child. And bring that child into your heart. As you and your child, as one, move deeper and deeper into the portal of the heart. Deeper and deeper. We're going to the center of the toroidal field where there is no polarity. So one point at still point, the very center. There's no positive, no negative. And the center of you is also the center of the earth, the galaxy, every molecule. Just go ahead and find yourself in this tiny space of the heart. Deeper and deeper. Coming into still point. Everything of the everyday world just left behind, leaving it all behind. No cares, no worries. Everything will be there when you get back. For right now, though, you're going into the center, into still point for a grand reset and a rebirth. Back into the spark of creation, the spark that you were at conception. Moving into that light. Deep into the truth of you. Outside of polarity. Just taking a few deep breaths, breathing in air, light, and prana, feeding your energy field. Allowing for the cellular reset, returning to conception when you were whole and complete in one spark of energy. Gathering all the parts of yourself into that one moment. All timelines coming into one timeline, the most appropriate timeline, right here, right now on planet Earth. Receive an energy wave to reset your vibrational field in alignment with the truth of you and possibility. In the most appropriate timeline, what does your life look and feel like? And just allow that cellular shift to happen. Imagining if you go far enough into your heart, you find yourself back at your third eye in the center of your head, the pineal gland, pineal chakra, pituitary gland, pituitary chakra, the crown chakra, all activated. So you can see just right out of your forehead as if your eyes were open, but keeping your eyes closed and just seeing as if you could see with your eyes closed through your third eye, out your forehead. And what does this most amazing future of possibility, you expressing your creative self, really living life in your individual gifts, your expression of the divine, a life truly lived, what does that look and feel like? And allow yourself to completely reset to that vibration. Cell by cell, just sending the message throughout your being of this possibility. Just breathing air, light, and prana, allowing this activation to happen completely and entirely on cellular level. Your whole body, your whole being coming into agreement with this most appropriate expression, this life, this passionate life, well lived, feeling like you're doing exactly what you're here to do. Happy to wake up and do what you're doing every day. Being a full participant in the truth of life as an expression of creation, source energy. So receiving any images or information should just move along this ray of light coming out from your third eye, this searchlight, searching the future and your psyche and your higher self, your highest guidance for any information, pictures, colors, shapes that might help you understand what is this most appropriate expression, this life worth living on earth for you this time around. Just taking a few deep breaths, letting that cellular shift happen, seeing any information you need about your very next step down this path of transformation, of creation, of passionate fire, of expression of your unique divine gifts. Go ahead and receive. Just let yourself float and surrender along that beam of light. You and the cosmos, free from a body for a moment, just space, traveling through space, absolutely, entirely autonomous and free from the body, able to reset the whole energetic field to this surrender to the creative life. And just taking a few deep breaths as you begin your journey home, back into your body, back into your regular everyday reality, staying in your heart-centered consciousness, allowing your psychological mind to take the back seat and your heart-centered consciousness to drive for a while, as long as it's comfortable for you. Just taking your time, beginning your journey home, back into your body, into your room. Just taking a few deep breaths, feeling this massive cellular activation, the spark of creation, a reset back to your conception, like a flame igniting each cell of your being to awaken to receive the light of the sun. It's been shown through science our DNA are light receptors. So what's happening right now is our DNA is activating with the messages from the sun. And just breathe that into your being. Your DNA waking up as you become a light being. We're turning our bodies to light. We're turning the earth to light. We're turning our world to light. And what does your light you want to bring here look like as you just float your way home, back into your body, bringing with you that spark of creation, bringing with you those gifts, that confidence in knowing that you are here as a channel of the cosmos. That means you can't do it right, you can't do it wrong. It means there's no responsibility and it's not your fault. Surrender into being, not living life, but being life. Feel that through your whole being, receiving an energy wave to reset into existing as the cosmos. In complete surrender, receiving the support of the universe. Just feeling that in your whole being, breathing in air, light, and prana as you complete your journey making your way back into your room, into your body, into present time, into this now moment, feeling that heart-centered consciousness, feeling that resonant frequency. And all of us that are doing this activation now or in the future as it's live, even on the replay, can tap into this energy, sharing it with our community, our neighbors, bringing our energetic field, the whole earth, into the whole collective consciousness, into earth resonant frequency. Just imagine that. Entering into communication, all of us, with Mother Earth Gaia, like it used to be. Complete interconnectedness. Mother Earth as the Eden star she wants to become and has always been. And what's your role in that? Just feeling that beautiful net of the interconnected energies all around the planet in earth resonant frequency right now, celebrating this new moon. Maybe dancing around a fire, maybe having a sweat lodge, maybe singing songs like they've done through ages and ages. Holding the rhythms of the earth, holding the resonant frequency. And doesn't it feel good to be a part of that right here, right now? Is sending an energy wave to the whole earth and all the people paying attention, coming into this resonant frequency with each other. We're here on this journey together, and the earth is leading the way based on messages coming from the sun that come from our central sun, Alcyon, the center of the universe, the galaxy. Just taking a few deep breaths, breathing in that light of the sun, breathing in that fire transformation. That today's one way, tomorrow is another way. You break through to a new reality, new possibility, dropping the shackles, the pain, the stories, everything that's defined us up till this point. So blessings on your journey, the best of luck with this process to you. Thank you for being a part of this activation and this earth resonant frequency for the whole planet. Thank you for joining me. I'm Adrienne Elise. I look forward to next time. Namaste.